Good Thursday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your weather update here on your June 19th, 2025. Now, before we get going, we first always like to say thank you and welcome aboard to any new followers on this page. And if you're not yet officially a follower, please hit the like button on our main Facebook page. Now, if you happen to be watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future content. All right, the word for today, I think, is transition. Yeah, we're going to give it a word, transition, as we're kind of be moving away from that wet and rainy weather pattern we've kind of had across most of North Georgia here for the last month or so, into one that's going to be drier, but in exchange for that drier conditions is much, much hotter weather as well. So we're going to be looking at your latest 7-day forecast here to show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. Let's first take a live look right now up across the University of North Georgia campus there in Dahlonega. Yeah, definitely a little cloudy out there, and generally going to hold on to those mostly cloudy skies here across North Georgia for today. And then going into tonight, we'll see things begin to slowly clear. Up across extreme northeast Georgia, up near Sky Valley, also looking a little bit cloudy as well. Had some rains just recently moved through this area. A bit of a breeze. You see the flag there kind of fluttering there in the distance. All right, let's go look at our local radar again to saying goodbye to the showers getting on out here. Some thunderstorms over heading out toward the eastern portions of the state, but generally seeing everything starting to clear out of here. Had a few rumbles of thunder out here in Brazelton as that was kind of moving on through, but it really didn't materialize to be too bad. If it had come in a little bit later in the day when we had the primetime heating, I would have been a little more concerned about it, but the storm predictions that had a marginal risk for us, and I was like, well, I don't know. I didn't think it was going to be that big a deal, and it really wasn't. All right, so let's go look at your regional model here as we're looking at this kind of weak trough down here. Waiting for this weak frontal system up here. It's going to kind of clear everything out. So we're going to cut the moisture source off. We're going to see a building ridge of high pressure, not only at the surface, but in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It's going to close the Gulf as far as moisture. It's going to be out of business here for a little while as that kind of sets up. So there you kind of see the line of showers and thunderstorms showing up nicely there on the GOES 19 satellite. Again, this is some of that lightning. You see, when you see it in red, you know it's pretty intense there. So again, starting to clear out of here across North Georgia, and we're going to be setting up for a fairly nice weekend, really a good weekend to get on out and hopefully allow those lawns like yours truly a chance to dry out. Maybe I can actually cut my grass maybe by Sunday. So as we go ahead and take a look at our regional model here, again, not showing a lot. It might show a stray shower this here toward this evening. See a little bit of this up here? And you might see a stray shower here for this evening, but I think otherwise tomorrow's looking dry, not expecting much in the way of precipitation there. And that'll be really the story going into next week. But again, the temperatures are really going to start to spike here a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a look at the latest from the National Weather Service. We're going to look at the forecast maps here over the next week. You'll see what I'm talking about here as things are going to be getting definitely a bit toasty, to say the least, once that ridge kind of establishes itself. So let's go look at your forecast here as we kind of go in here toward your Friday. Again, you notice that on Friday, we've got the precipitation chances are down here to the south. So a lot of North Georgia here across Tennessee and parts of northern Alabama looking pretty dry here for your Friday. Saturday, got high pressure and control there across the mid-Atlantic, the surface high, and then the upper level ridge will start to build in as well. So Sunday looking pretty dry. I really don't put a slight chance of rain back in the forecast, maybe till maybe the middle of next week here. I know the Weather Service is trying to bring some of that moisture back at us, but you notice by Monday, it really looks like it's still looking at most of North Georgia staying on the dry side there. So we'll see what happens as we go into next week to see if it changes. Again, even if the rain chances come up, it's going to be very limited. We're talking like 20% here going into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. So it's just big old high pressure. You see the big blues there kind of setting up shop there across the area. So we got not only setting up the surface, but also in the upper levels, and it's just going to be brutally hot. Especially even areas further north up toward the areas of the Ohio River Valley are really going to get steamy. And those feel-like temperatures, yep, I think triple digits. I think we're going to see some heat advisories coming our way. So let's go look at your forecast, wrap things up here for Gainesville for tomorrow on your Friday, wrapping up the week, looking at a high of 90 and 68 under sunny skies there in Gainesville. Morning lows tomorrow, a little bit lower because the air is going to be slightly drier. So lower to mid 60s up into the Georgia mountains. Everybody else kind of into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. Again, partly cloudy skies. Still a bit of a west wind here expected for tonight. Going in for tomorrow, everybody a little bit warmer, getting near 90 degrees down here, just a little off to the south, down toward metro Atlanta. Athens at 91, Dahlonega at 87, LJ 85, Dalton at 88. So it is going to be a bit warm out there, but I think it'll be okay. It won't feel too terribly bad. The humidity will be down just a little bit, so maybe not feel quite as bad. All right, regionally looking like this: Nashville 92, Memphis at 93, some scattered storms along the Gulf Coast. So if you're planning on a vacation, maybe going down to the Gulf Coast, they'll probably continue with the sea breeze, chance of storms down there through the weekend. So just watch out for that. 93 in Savannah, 89 over into Charlotte. Next 7 days, this is the big story, folks. This is it. Watch the temperatures, 91, 93, 96, hello, 96, 97 on Wednesday. That's getting into the Gainesville area. So as we go into next week, especially as we start cracking mid-90s, mid to upper 90s here, even getting into the Gainesville area, you know we're probably going to have some heat advisories issued here. Winds are pretty light, and then I just got that slight chance of rain coming in here going into Wednesday and Thursday. You might want to, it could be a 10% for Monday or Tuesday, but really, again, rain chances are going to be very limited, very spotty, just to be kind of in response to the heat going on out there. Now, we'll say this, we do have a lot of moisture in the ground. Obviously, we've been very, very wet, so you get that kind of heat that helps bubble up, and that some of that moisture evaporates a little bit. It might help with some of the thunderstorm development, but I still think it's pretty isolated because what the high pressure does, especially when it's an upper level high, it acts as a bit of a cap. So as a storm tries to rise, can't form, can't get a storm to kind of get cracking. So I think we're going to be a little bit on the inhibited side for storm development next week. It's just going to be plenty hot. So this weekend, make sure you check on your air conditioning filters. If you think it might need to get serviced, you may want to do that beforehand. And make sure you don't leave the pets out in the extreme heat next week. Make sure they got plenty of water, or they got shade if they are outside. And check on the elderly, obviously, make sure that they're going to be okay with hot temperatures. Make sure they got ways to stay cool and be okay. All right, that's y'all's update for today. You guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a great night. Bye-bye.